What's up, y'all? Welcome to my channel. My name is Mahi. Today I'll be doing small knotless braids on myself and sharing some tips and tricks that make my braids last longer. If you're new to braiding, struggle with braiding, or just want some general braiding tips, watch the rest of this video. First, I'm going to share with you the tools that I use for my hair. You can feel free to choose whatever braiding hair that you want, but this is the one that I'll be using for this video. It's just some leftover hair that I have, but I'm not going to waste it. The braiding hair that I'll be using is from the Free Tress brand. It's color 1B, 28 inches. For my products, I'll be using the Shine and Jam gel for my roots just to lay down my hair. Then I'll be using this skinny comb to part my hair as I go through. I'll be using these clips to kind of clip up my hair as I go throughout the process just to make the process of braiding easier. My first tip is have two mirrors. I have one in front and then one that you see back here. I'll be using this to help part my hair. If you have somebody else parting your hair, that works too. But if you're doing it alone, two mirrors, that's the way to go. So I start by using my fingers in the back to start the parting process, and I'll put the rest of my hair up so that it's out the way. And using the two mirrors, like I mentioned before, is going to make it really easy to get those straight lines. I'm also using the pointy part of my comb to make sure my lines are extra straight. Second tip I have is using some kind of gel to smooth out your part before you start braiding. For me, I'm going to use the Shine and Jam and go on my part and kind of smooth it down so that the part is extra crisp. Here you see I'm going through and smoothing out the back with some gel just to make sure that my parts are extra crisp. As you can see, the gel is really helping define the parts and make sure everything is neat. Tip number 3 is add pieces that gradually get bigger. This is so that your braid looks more natural, so you want to make sure you add pieces that are small and get increasingly larger over time. This will allow your braid to be smoother, it'll allow it to look cleaner and a lot neater. If you add pieces that are too large at the beginning, your braid will look really bulky at the root, and that is not what you want, especially with small knotless braids. Tip number 4 is you want to make sure you're tucking your hair as you braid. This will allow your braid to last longer, and it also allows your natural hair to be protected and the ends won't be out and get frizzy. So make sure that you're taking a little bit of gel as well to smooth out the braid as you're braiding, and tuck those ends as you go along. As you're braiding down, if the hair is a little too long, I use my mouth to kind of like tuck it in between my lips to make sure that I'm able to braid to the end of the hair. Braid down as far as you can. You don't have to braid all the way to the end as well, but I like to braid it down as far as I can just so I can get that smooth braid all the way to the end. So you'll see me applying the same tips that I mentioned a little bit earlier. So I'm going in with pieces that gradually get bigger. You want to make sure you're consistently doing this with each braid so that all your braids are even. You don't want some small braids and big braids. We don't want to look crazy over here. So use your fingers. Your hands are going to be your best asset as you're going to be doing your hair. So making sure you're using your fingernails to help start the parting, and then going through with the rat tail comb like we talked about to make sure you're going in to clean up the parts. Your hands will be kind of like making the rough sketch, and then your comb is going to go in and make sure you get that precise parting. Look at that. We're getting straight back there. Don't play with me. Tip number 7 is to stack your parts like you're stacking bricks. So as you can see, each row, my braid above falls in between the two braids below. So my head looks full and it fills up as I'm going up. At this point, I am taking a break and going to sleep. And then this is me starting the next day, continuing on. That's one thing with small knotless braids is they will take time, but in the end, they will be worth it. So don't give up. Tip number 8 is add hair for length. You want to make sure you're adding a small piece of hair to either the middle of your braid, down your back, down your waist, however long you want it. Add it further down the braid, but I'm adding it close to my shoulders because I want waist length hair. My lips were getting a little dry after the hours of laboring, so you know I had to take a little lip gloss break. But you see, the braids are starting to come together. I'm feeling myself at this point. I have made a lot of progress. So once you get to this point, don't quit. Tip number 9 is once you get to the top part of your head, fully part out that top part of your head, because at this point you're going to get tired, you're going to get kind of sloppy. So while you still have the energy, fully part out your hair so that the parts, especially in the front, look extra crisp, because that's what everybody's going to be staring at. And tip number 10 is use mousse to set your hair. This is the mousse that I'll be using. It's the olive oil mousse. I'll just go through and get a few pumps and start out with the top part of my hair and just work that all the way through. Mousse is really good to set your style. It's good to smooth out any frizz. It's hydrating and your hair will really like it, especially after you get your hair done. It has a very nice cooling effect for your head. So if you want your braids to last long, you'll go through and mousse it all up. This helped really put a shine on my hair and I really enjoyed how this turned out. And lastly, I go through and put the finishing touches with the edge control and just slightly do my edges. Since it's the first day, I don't want to pull out too many edges. I just do a little baby hair to give me a little swoop, just add a little parsley on top for the hairstyle. And this is the final look. Oh my goodness, I loved how these braids turned out. They were very lightweight, they were smooth, they were shiny. The parts looked really good. It turned out exactly how I wanted. The braids were super even and the parts, they were clean. Using the mirror, using the mousse, using the comb, all the tips that I was giving you, I made sure to pay attention to do the things that I was also sharing. And this is the final look. I hope you enjoyed the tips I shared in this video. Please let me know which tip that you liked in the comment or which you found super helpful. I loved how the style came out. Until next time, girlies. Bye.